Hey Fred, our final video for this week is about intercessory prayer. And I know how you always talk about the spiritual aspects of a person's life, the foundation that they have to have in that to kind of keep the commitment of staying on, their own healthy journey, because if they aren't, they'll just succumb to what the world has to offer. And I know you always talk about this from a scientific point of view, which is, identifying variables, designing your decision about how you're going to lead your life. That might be an experiment, carefully observing and making measurements in the course of your life and kind of interpreting that data. Now, we have some interesting articles that I passed on to you that show a real case for intercessory prayer for helping people in their healing process. The first woman was a medical doctor, Elisabeth Targ, who kind of worked with AIDS patients, and she found some significant results about fewer outpatient encounters, fewer hospitalizations, fewer days in a hospital, and actually lower incidences of any severe illnesses. Now, that was one study, and an additional study was by this other doctor named Dr. Randolph Bird, who stated that prayer exercised lowered the cases of pneumonia and cardiopulmonary arrest. Also, prayer was 5 times less people that were prayed for were 5 times less likely to require antibiotics, and that people that were prayed for were 3 times less likely to develop pulmonary edema, a condition that fills up the lungs with fluid, and that fewer patients in the prayer group had died from having this intercessory prayer done for them. Additional studies, again, Duke University reports that people who attend religious services at least once a week and prayed or study the Bible at least daily have consistently lower blood pressure than those who do not. Also, another doctor from Duke also said that in his study with elderly patients suffering from depression related to hospitalization, the more spiritual they were, the quicker they reached remission from this depression. It just seems to be many studies out there. It's not really, talked about in the mainstream because sometimes people just associate such a religious connotation. So I'd like you to kind of maybe elaborate, to your heart's desire here, because I know this is very important, because you always say that the spiritual foundation is the basis for living this healthy journey. So please elaborate. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to do that, Rory. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak about this. But anybody that's read my book or has heard me speak before, they've heard me say that the human condition is spiritually, vibrationally induced, electrically, chemically empowered, and biologically carried out. I really believe that. I believe that with me, my spiritual life is far more important to me than what I eat. I believe that's one of the reasons why I find it so easy for me to stick to my diet, to stick to a raw diet. There's no stress, no strain. Even in the coldest of weather, I'm able to do it. And I believe my spiritual beliefs have a lot to do with that. I know what my spiritual beliefs has to do with my genetic expression, like the studies that were done at Duke University and other studies. I mean, it's just, the impact is just dramatic. And I know in my own life's experiences, prayer, the power of prayer, I have no doubt whatsoever that the effect that the power of prayer has had on my life and the people around me that I have prayed for, because I really believe in the power of prayer. I see it. I've seen it day in and day out over the last 40 years. I'm a very big believer in prayer. There are people that I have prayed for myself, and sometimes it takes time, but I've been involved with prayer teams and people have prayed for people, and we have definitely seen the beneficial effects. Now, some of these studies have shown the benefits of prayer on a person's their immunological system. I've seen that myself. It's extremely beneficial for a person's immunological system. Now, I don't want anybody to misunderstand this. We're not saying this is a panacea, that people should avoid proper eating or proper diet and just pray, because prayer is a very, very important component of all this. My personal belief is the way the human body was created and designed, it's designed through genetic expression for prayer to be expressed through genetic expression. Dr. Bruce Lipton said in his book that your spiritual beliefs, the thoughts you entertain, can become a reality. Prayer is extremely important. The way I look at it, prayer is almost like speaking to the switches and markers outside the membrane of a cell. Just the thoughts you have, the spiritual beliefs you have an effect on the switches and markers outside the cell, have a lot to do with your genetic expression, which has a tremendous amount to do with your quality of life, your health, and the avoidance of different diseases. Prayer is something that everybody that I come to see, that comes to see me, if a person is open to it, I tell them to develop their spiritual connection, to use prayer, and in the majority of cases, I've seen benefits for it. So I encourage everybody to get into the understanding of understanding prayer, because there is actually a science to faith. There's no two ways about it. When you have a belief system, and the stronger that belief system, the more empowered you are by that belief system, the more it keeps you on the right path, the more it enhances your chemistry. Your belief system definitely gives you more discipline if you have a good belief system. It empowers you because of the things you believe. It keeps you within the parameters of your belief system, and if you're using your belief system to keep you in the parameters of a healthy lifestyle, to follow the right type of diet, what people think difficult diets actually become easy. The reason why I've been able to adhere to the way I eat for the last 40 years is because of my spiritual beliefs. It's not because I have the discipline of a Mongolian warrior. It's not the case. It's my spiritual beliefs that empower me to make the right choices, not only in the morality of my life, but also in the foods that I eat, because I realize my body is something that's a precious possession, and we are governed by natural law. We have to have the ability to put the right foods into our system and leave out the wrong foods. Now, this is extremely important. All you have to do is look around now and read the newspapers. You're seeing a lot of people that, because they're making the wrong choices in many different areas, they're falling from positions in life where they looks like they have everything together, and because of some of the bad choices they've made, I mean, the result is disastrous. Yes, prayer is empowering. Spiritual beliefs enable you to make the right conscious choices that we're going to benefit from, the people around us are going to benefit from, and the people that you're praying for are going to benefit from your prayers.
Thank you, Fred. That was really wonderful. And again, our last minute close up here is a couple other studies that from the University of Michigan, where women who had ovarian and uterine cancer said their religious lives helped them sustain hope, which is their, exactly, where their mind was. And the division doctor over at oncology in the Mayo Clinic said, among the coping methods for long-term cancer patients, the predominant strategy is spiritual. And the last thing I found was a poll that was done in Time magazine said that 82% of people, the adult Americans, believe in the healing power of personal prayer. 73% believe praying for someone can help cure their illness. And 64% believe doctors should pray with their patients if requested to. So it's all kind of leading to that position of people speaking out once they have this awareness. Now, obviously, we don't want to exclude people who don't believe in God, such as atheists, but we want to encourage most people to fall into that ability to find the best thing that can help you heal your body. So can you just kind of give me a last minute close up on that, please?
Well, my personal experience with prayer has been dynamic. My personal life, I've seen many benefits from prayer. My practice, I have a lot of people come to me that are spiritually grounded, and I've heard so many fantastic stories about where people, their lives are changed through the power of prayer. I recommend that everybody get into the power of prayer because it is empowering and it's going to benefit your life.
Great. Thank you very much, Fred. And don't forget to check out our website at www.fredbisciforhealth.com. And if you have any comments or any articles or any questions, please email us. Thank you very much.